Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you are doing well. I'm happy to be here after a long time. Without wasting a time, let's get into an exercise. This is going to be another Try Hack Me day. Let's walk through this Try Hack Me room called R Evil Core. R Evil. R Evil is a ransomware gang, Russian-based ransomware gang. So in this room, we are going to give some incident response to this R Evil ransomware, and you are involved in an incident response engagement and you need to analyze an infected host using Redline. In this occasion, I wish to give a brief intro to a tool called Redline. Redline. Redline is a forensic analysis tool by FireEye. FireEye is a security organization. It's a free tool. You will be able to download it by entering few details of yours, and also, this tool is compatible with Windows operating system, Mac OS, and the limited editions of Linux distributions, Red Hat and CentOS alone. So let's get started. First of all, let me start the machine. It will take some time. Meanwhile, let's read the scenario. Scenario: one of the employees at Lockman Group gave an IT department the call. The user is frustrated and mentioned that all of his files are renamed to a weird file extension and that he has never seen before. After looking at the user's workstation, the IT guy already knew what was going on and transferred the case to the incident response team for further investigation. Okay, you are the incident responder, and let's see if you can solve this challenge using Infamous Redline tool. Happy hunting, my friend. Okay, to start your investigation, open Mandiant analysis file in analysis file folder on desktop. Okay, loading the Mandiant analysis file, it may take. Okay, deploy the machine attached to this task. It will be visible to split screen view. All right. Okay, so that's all about this. Um, okay, we have a few questions to answer, and yeah, the machine is started now. Just now it started, and we can also open the machine in split view. Perfect. Now we are in the working machine. I opening that machine in a separate tab. So it's a browser based. You don't need to have a machine to investigate this. Um, all right. So this is the folder where we have our analysis file, and this is the analysis file. You can see the logo, which is the Redline tool logo. We can open this particular format of file by using the tool. Just double click, it will open. All right, now the file is opening. uh, it may take a while, so let's wait patiently. Perfect. Now the file has opened in this tool. So this is the front page of the tool Redline. So we can begin our investigation by choosing the pertaining option, the option that we need. You can see the option here. I'm reviewing a triage collection from HX, Threat Prevention Platform, HXS, and I'm investigating a host based on external investigation lead. Uh, when you starting with a piece of external information indicating the host requires further examining, so it looks like we need to choose this option if we collected the data sample from some external resource. And I'm reviewing the web history data. When you want to review the web data, we can choose this option. And if you want to particularly point out the IOCs, indicators of compromise, then in that case you may choose this option. And here in this sidebar you can see the list of options: system information, processes, hierarchical processes, and also there is a drop down option. When I drop down the process, I can see the list of the process subheadings, handles, memory sections, strings, ports, such that, and file system, imports, export. So when I click the file system, just for example, I'm showcasing this. I can able to choose the required folder. We can choose the particular folder and view the list of files, and also the details, the imports, exports, strings, PE file info, portable executable file. So we can see such information by clicking the specific file. The sidebar will open in this side, the right side. So you will be able to see the details about that file in detail. And apart from that, I can see the option called registry, where we can view the changes that took place in Windows registry. So obviously, whenever some notorious, some malicious piece of software get into the machine, it used to modify some registries. So in that case, we will be able to witness those changes here. And tasks, in the list of tasks, we will be able to view the list of tasks that are scheduled. And we can also do some memory forensics, memory analysis. There is yeah, option called disk, where we can choose the relevant disk. And registry hives, timeline. So we will be able to choose the file list of files, the list of changes based on the certain action. Okay, these are all the overview of this particular Redline tool. And if you are totally new to this tool, I would highly recommend to download this tool and explore its features. Um, all right, so let's come to the exercise here. Um, Let me close this. Okay, what we have as a first question: what is the compromised employee's full name? Okay, so we are in the tool, in the system information. When you scroll down, you will be able to see the machine information, BIOS, operating system info. At the bottom, you can see user information. There is also the username. So the username is John Coleman, and that's our answer. And what is the operating system of the compromised host? We also need to get the OS details. In the operating system info, we can see that as well. Let me copy it and paste. All right. So what is the name of the malicious executable that the user opened? We need to find the malicious executable file that user opened. So don't be don't be ashamed to open the hint. So if you have no idea, you can obviously choose this option. That is why they gave this. Check the file download history. Okay. So when I see the bottom, I can see there is an option called file download history. And in this history, there are two files the user has downloaded. One is a rare WinRAR executable, allegedly, and another one is Tor browser. So I think this is the answer. Uh, you can look at the number of letters. Yeah, this is the answer. It looks like, when I double click, I can able to see the detailed view, where I can choose the file name alone. Yeah, they answered it correctly. And the next one: what is the full URL that user visited to download the malicious binary? And we know the file, and we need to know from which URL this file got downloaded. And for that, we need to choose browser URL history. When we choose the browser URL history, um, no need to go to the browser URL history. In the file download history itself, we can see the relevant source URL with respect to that. All right, we answered it correctly. And what is the MD5 hash of the binary? And as I said, we will be able to see the uh, files, binary, I mean, files, PE files, import, export section, and its hash details in details section. So when I go to the file download history once again, all right, we got the list of downloaded files by the user. And in this file list, we can see the file winrar.exe. If you want to see the details of this file, Just double click, it will open the details about that particular file, and also the detail includes the PE info, the portable executable file information, and advanced informations as well, the import export information. We need its MD5 hash, and that is here. I'm simply copying that and pasting. Oh, okay, we answered it. And what is the size of the binary in kilobytes? I guess we can look here. Yeah, it is 164 kilobytes in size. So that is the answer. And next, what is the extension to which the user file got renamed? Um, okay, so we need to check the hint. Check the user's desktop folder for txt and zip files. The answer includes the leading dot. Okay, we need to check the desktop folder. So when a ransomware infect a certain system, it will change, it will encrypt those files and it will change the file extension to some random characters. So they're asking that character. Again, I'm going to file system. This time it is in desktop. In desktop, what is the file extension that we need to look? When you see, there is readme.txt file, so this must be the ransom note they gave. And we can also see few other files with extension of .lock, but the answer, the hint indicates the extension has more than 4 characters, and that is, um, yeah, this must be the extension T48S39LA. So let's try that. Dot T48S T48S39LA. T48S39LA. When I submit, it's a correct answer. And what is the number of files got renamed and changed that extension? This time we need to find the number of changed uh, extension. The files where, I mean, this time we need to find the number of files uh, with modified extension. Go to timeline, check the boxes modified and changed. Under the file section, look at the number of matches. So timeline, modified and changed. All right. We also need to filter with the number of the file extension that we found before. Let's copy this extension. Let's go to the timeline. So this is the timeline tab, where I'm deselecting everything and selecting the changed and modified alone. So it will simply list the list of files that changed and modified in the system. And there are so many files, around uh, lakhs and lakhs of files got modified. Sorry, there are more than lakhs of files got modified, and we need the file with extension of T48S39LA. And when we check for that, we can see 48 matches found, and that is our answer. It is 48. Yes. And what is the full path to the wallpaper that got changed by the attacker, including image name? Okay, let's see the hint. Look for the .bmp file for timeline. So this time we need to check the wallpaper that got changed by the attacker. All right. So it's a wallpaper designed by the attacker. So I'm choosing created and accessed this time, which will show the new files that created in the system. And they also gave the hint we need to look with .bmp extension. And when I search for that, I can see 352 matches. Let's look for the weird file. I'm just giving next. Better in the summary, we can enable the filter with .bmp. I'm just the summary column. Here I can enable .bmp. Then it will filter those particular files alone. Now it is showing. When you look at the list of files with .bmp extension, I can see a file called background.bmp. I'm not positive whether this is the right file, but let's check. This is not the answer. There must be something else. I'm scrolling and looking for a weird file. When I scroll to the bottom, I can see a file called hk8.bmp. So let's try this one and put it here. And this is our answer this time. Okay, and we have few more questions to answer. The attacker left a note on user desktop. uh, User on the desktop provide the name of the note with the extension. So the file on the desktop with the ransom note. So we need to fetch that file name. We already came through that. File system, desktop, and the file with ransom note. So this is the file. Let's copy the name. Yeah. And what is the next question? The attacker created a folder links for United States under the path, left a file there, provide the name of the file. So let's move to this folder, users John Coleman favorites. File system, John Coleman favorites. Um, a folder called links for United States where we can see the list of files, but this particular file matches that hint, the number of characters. So this must be the answer. Yeah. And the next question, there is a hidden file that was created on user's desktop that has 0 bytes. Provide the name of the hidden file. So desktop, we need to search for file with 0 bytes. And here there are few files with, yeah, on desktop we can see the file with 0 bytes. Let's copy its name. Yes. And the user downloaded a decryptor hoping to decrypt all the files, but he failed. Provide the MD5 hash of that file. So this time we need to look for another file. Check user's desktop. In the desktop itself we will be able to find that file. Actually the user downloaded a certain descriptor, sorry, um, actually the user downloaded a certain decryptor. So let's look that once again in the desktop. You can see here a file called decryptor, and we need to find the MD5 hash of that file. When I double click, I can see the details of that file. All right. The next question, in the ransomware note, sorry, the attacker provided URL that is accessible through normal browser in order to decrypt one of the encrypted files for free. The user attempted to visit it and provided provide the full URL path. We need to find the URL path that the victim attempted to fetch the decryptor file. And the hint is check browser URL history. All right. Browser URL history, where we can see the bunch of URL accessed by the user. All these URLs look similar and the known URL. Let's look for the weird one. I'm scrolling through. User also went to the Tor project website and downloaded the Tor browser to negotiate with the ransomware adversaries. I'm scrolling down. Here we can see a weird URL called decryptor.top / favicon.ico. So this, it seems to be the answer. Let's verify. Seems this is not the answer. Let's look for another URL. I'm simply searching with the word decryptor. And when I search, I can see three URLs. We have another URL. Let's try that. Yeah, we found the answer. And the last question, what are some three names associated with the malware which infected this host? Now we need to find what we are up against, which sample we are dealing with. So as I said, it is REvils Sodinokibi ransomware. So anyway, we shall Google with the MD5 hash that we found. It's an indicator of compromise. So when we search with this hash value, we will be able to witness the list of samples and list of threat report related to this file. So I already visited to this Alien Vaults website where I can see the list of analyzed data, and here I can see the related tags. So as I said before, it is Sodinokibi ransomware with, by REvil. We can see the three words here, REvil, Sodinokibi, and that matches with our the list of characters, given here. And also we need to enter the names in alphabetical order. So it's time to answer Sodinokibi. REvil, Sodinokibi. Let's try that. REvil, Sodinokibi. Yeah, we made it. Uh, so this is the room, an excellent room where we examined the notorious Sodinokibi ransomware. Why TryHackMe particularly picked this particular sample? Because in recent times, REvil infected so many organizations and made huge money. Even in recent Kaseya supply chain attack that took place in July, REvil behind that. supply chain attack, and they infected with I mean they infected n number of organization with the sample Sodinokibi. So that is why they gave this particular exercise here. So I hope I gave something useful to you and you learned something new. If you like this video, don't hesitate to do the YouTube algorithms, liking, commenting, and sharing the video. I'll catch you next time with another excellent video. I won't take much time with this time, so I'll catch you very soon. Love you guys. Thank you all.